Good morning, guys. Welcome to eFoil GC Reviews. This is Vasco. Everybody calls me V. You can too. I'm here today to talk about the new shape, the E2. I've just received a 4.4. That's a new game altogether. But the shape is the part that I want to concentrate about today. You'd say changes between one board and the other. I've had the E1, the first release eFoil, since April 2018. I've ridden that thing to pieces. You guys all seen my videos. Waves, 6 foot, get down the falls. The damn thing is indestructible. Do I have anything against the E1? Oh, hell no. There is absolutely nothing wrong with the board. She continues strong. I love that board. No doubt about it. The E2. I have had the chance to play with a 6.2, the Big Mama. And one of the things that I noticed is that, first of all, it's lighter. Lighter is good. The second thing is the latch is twice as strong as before. They've made major improvements in that. Instead of the little clip, there is now a new clip for the battery that just clips in. You turn a little knob and it's in place. You don't need the strap, all of that sort of stuff. Some of the components are now in hardened plastic rather than metal, which avoids corrosion, etc., etc. So there's lots and lots of improvements in the hatch, which are great. But to me, by far, the biggest improvement is on the hull. Okay, I've ridden many waves on the E1. On the E2, the hull is chimed. It's got this really cave-in. Nicholas has been thinking about this and has done an awesome job on it. This chime in here and a much more sloping nose allows you to recover from touching down and also to get out of the water. It doesn't glue to the water as much. The E1 shape was a little bit flatter, which is fantastic. Hey, as I said, I got nothing against it. And also, the back part of the board is also chimed, as you can see in here. It's got a slope in there, which means that as you hit the wave on the curve, and don't forget, I'm a wave rider, I love these things on waves. As you hit the wave on the curve, she does not sink down. She's not glued onto the wave, she just escapes from it. It's got the curve of the wave behind you. It is fantastic. I can't fault it, okay? Riding the 4.4, as you can see, I'm not a big guy, but this thing is just like the best thing since sliced bread. It is really awesome. It does have its own way of being ridden. You need a lot more weight at the nose to start with, to get out. You need to gain speed to get off into the plane, to then get up. Have a look at Nick's videos. He's got a video on the proper way of riding the 4.4. It's an absolute machine. Now, you combine that with a high aspect wing, in my case, for my weight, the 170 with a 50 back. And I've been asked this question, why do I use a 50 back? I use a 50 back because I asked the guru. Who's the guru? The guru is the guy that designs them, Nicholas Leeson. I asked him, what wing do I need for this? I'm a short guy. Do I put a 40 in it? Do I put a 34? Do I put a 25? Yeah, there's backs for everything. And he says, no, take the 50. It will give you a perfect glide and increases your battery time. You wouldn't believe. So that's why I ride a 170 high aspect 50 with a 4.4. You've heard the expression riding a unicycle, right? She tilts in every way. So this is what the 4.4 does with the 170. It takes a while to get used to it, but once you do, you can't go back. You just cannot go back. The thing spins on the dime. It spins on a dime. The turns are super sharp, super quick, on the spot. So you are literally riding the wave at will. You combine that with one of Liftfoil's best developments, which they've had since day one, which is the accelerator. You ride the E-foil like you ride a motorcycle. This is how I ride it. I ride it like a motorbike. I used to ride motorbikes, and it's, you know, I drive cars like everybody else. So what happens when you hit a corner? As you're about to hit the corner, you accelerate, exactly like a car. You take the speed off as you're about to hit it, but once you hit the corner, you accelerate. It glues you onto the board, you turn sharper, you turn on the spot, and comes out on the other side, screaming with delight. Love it. So this is why the more maneuverability you get, the better you can ride waves. You can ride them on the spot. You can come down the wave and do whatever you want out of it. Combined with the shape of the E2, which is what I'm here to talk about, I'm just amazed because she touches down and comes up. The 4.4 does exactly the same thing. I also rode a 5. A friend of mine just bought a 5.0, the new shape, and it's a beauty. It is a thing of beauty. So, any disadvantages, the E2 versus the E1? As far as I can see, none whatsoever. You get up, everything is just, all there is on the E2 is improvements. So these guys have been doing this since day one. They started before anybody else. There is no question on that. People can make all sorts of claims and whatever. The important bit is it's proven over and over again. He learns from what the experiences he's had. He controls it, it does it better, and it's, again, an amazing product. I can't wait for the E3. From what I hear, it's in the works. But anyway, I'll shut up. So, guys, if you are wondering about upgrading to an E2, question that came out the other day, several times actually. Oh, I just want to buy the board. Can you ride the board with an E1 mast? Yes. You can ride the board with an E1 mast. There is a little adapter that Liftfoils can send to you, and you are totally okay to ride the board with a new mast. Which brings me to the next improvement on the E2. We all know about this little hole in here, putting the mast and the cables and etc. through here. Now, as you can see on this one, on the E2, there's a much wider little hole on it. So the cables go in and out a lot faster, a lot easier, sits in its place perfectly well. So that's another improvement on the E2 that I absolutely adore. Now with the adapter, I can use my E1 mast in here, which I absolutely love. In terms of the other question that I've been asked about, that Liftfoils no longer makes a 32 mast, which is what the E1 was, and now makes a 28. For 98% of the riders, 99% of the riders, the 28 mast is perfect. Absolutely perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. It gives you more maneuverability, more control. You know, the shorter the mast, the faster you can make the wing move. So it's fantastic. No problem whatsoever. For me, in waves, I prefer the 32 mast. So I'm very happy with having upgraded the board and put an E1 mast on it. But it's entirely up to you. You can't go wrong with either option, because the 28 mast, it'll be fine once you get used to it. So I'm going to close my book here on the E2. I'll try to illustrate, once I put this video together, I'll try to illustrate and put some photos on it from the test that I've done. I haven't even started on waves yet with the 4.4. I can't wait, because the combination is freaking fantastic. Guys, have fun. V from E4GC. Love you. One take and it's done. See ya.